we go.
I'm here. Is that a cigarette in your hand? What do you do with that cigarette? Put that down.
Good morning. It's a camera. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these before. There you go. Good morning.
Just because I think people do too much of it.
You think so?
I think.
Oh, okay. You've been asked this before, I'm sure. What is the strangest question you've been asked? Besides, maybe, is there one a day?
Yeah, no, I get a lot of questions on the show. I get a lot of questions flying in airplanes, walking into this radio studios, Dave. I get lots of questions, but
I just asked you one exactly.
Yes,
what's the dumbest question you've or the strangest question?
I don't get dumb questions very often. People are very thoughtful about the questions they ask, and what's always shocked me is that they're willing to ask very embarrassing questions, often on national television or on a radio show.
Yeah.
And yet they won't ask them in the privacy of their own doctor's offices, and that's what always caught me off guard. But I think the reason, Dave, is because people say, you know what? If I ask a question about the shape of my poop, or is my penis too short, to my doctor, they're going to think I'm foolish. They're going to think I'm wasting their time. I will have destroyed this precious covenant that I have with the person I'm trusting as my healer. But if I ask it on television or in public, then people think, there's some altruistic reason. Someone else is probably thinking the exact same question I have. So the questions that throw me off guard aren't those embarrassing questions, because as you know, we've got a whole no embarrassment zone on the show. It's much more the questions that you don't mean to ask, but really are deep down the ones that have to be answered. So if you're asking me a question about why you're in a sexual famine in your life, then I've got to get into the deeper reality of why you're having problems with relationships, because it's more often a reflection of that than some organic problem that you've got with your dipstick.
Do you have to be as much a psychologist as you do a medical doctor?
Well, if giving people information, this is the big challenge we always face. I bet anybody out there who's in the healing field knows this for sure. Forget about healing field. You know that in life, people don't do what they should do based on what they know. If you teach them what to do right, they still don't do it, because fundamentally people aren't driven by knowledge; they're driven by emotion. You do what's right based on what you feel. And so if I can get you thinking differently and feeling differently about a problem, you'll act on it. Otherwise, I'm just giving you a history lesson. Who cares about that? That's why when you get someone to try to stop smoking or lose weight or change some habit they have which is destructive to them, you don't start off by hammering them and tell them what a fool they are for doing it. They know that usually. Yeah. What you got to get to is why deep down inside they don't love themselves enough to have the self-esteem that it takes to change.
Good stuff. Dr. Oz, you're awesome.
It's really a blessing to be here. I love you too.
And it's good to see the show every day, Fox 5. And you've got the website, Dr. Oz. You have to spell out doctor, droz.com. And if you want to, you can always, people can email you questions.
We've got tons of questions that we have answers to already written. We've got recipes. But at the end of the day, the only thing I really request to folks is that they hear what we're saying, and then remember parts of it you can tell people that you love. That's how the conversation happens. It's not when you and I say something and they hear it. It's when it resonates with the listener or the viewer, and they say, you know what, I got to tell people my life, what I just heard.
The cool thing is, and I like this about you, and we talked about this when you came into the room. In some cases, when people are involved in things, they don't take care of themselves, and the last thing they need to be is lectured.
And that doesn't work anyway. We all know that. Look, we're all in relationships with friends, with family, loved ones, where we tell them what to do and they don't do it. So what's give? The fact of the matter is, it's much more based on a subtle little nudge you can give somebody. And the big question I always ask people is, I know you don't know the answer, but if you did, what would it be?
Aha. And sometimes they do.
And sometimes they do.
Pamela, you here? Pamela Howe's our traffic reporter, and I know you can't hear her yet, but you say hello to Dr. Oz.
Hi, Dr. Oz.
Hi, Pamela. You staying safe?
And healthy.
Well, that's unusual. Actually, no. So Pamela is she never complains about aches and pains. And I don't know how she does this, because she and I are close to the same age. She's about 15 years younger than I am, so that's close.
Well, her secret could include omega-3 fatty acids, because they reduce inflammatory prostaglandins in the body. It could be reduction of saturated fat, which can increase aches and pains. It could be she's stretching out well. What's your secret, Pam?
Do yoga every day.
Oh.
I do a lot of cardio and keep my heart healthy. And is the omega-3s, is that the fish oil?
Yep, omega-3s are the fish oils. And remember, for everyone out there, you don't have to get them only through fish oils because fish don't make omega-3s. They eat omega-3s. So you can get them from algae oils. There are other sources that are more environmentally friendly, but fish oils are wonderful. And our ancestors always had a lot of omega-3 fats. They had walnuts. They had all these sources of omega-3s that come naturally in healthy foods, but unfortunately in our food supply today, we've gotten rid of those, and we have a lot more of the saturated fats that unfortunately do tend to cause aches and pains.
Take those in supplements, as well as a little mega vitamin. But I think I take pretty good care of myself.
Dave, you got your own health expert right here.
See that?
And you got her cornered off in this traffic job, this dead end job. Come on now, bring her into the meeting line.
But
What's going on here?
She said traffic and dead end. That's her life. She said her life's been that way for years and years.
In a cubicle, and it's like once a day I have to go outside and see that there's light and everything. But it's actually, it's a great job. I've been really blessed to be in this industry. So, but you do have to take good care of yourself because there's a lot of sitting. This job.
Well, the yoga, I think, is probably the sharpest move you could ever make. And I do it every morning, too, by the way. It takes about 7 minutes, not too long, just to sort of stretch out. If you go to the East, for example, in China, you'll see thousands of people outside doing basic, simple stretching exercises in the morning. If I can give one bit of advice to everybody out there, because it's early in the morning now, and there are a lot of you just getting up and thinking about what to do next, just because you reach down gently, touch your knees and your toes, and begin the stretching process that gets you going for the day. And you'll be as healthy as Pamela.
I did just have a bone spur removed from my shoulder, and within just weeks, I was doing the simple stretches again, and I think it's really helped the healing process too.
We spend a lot of time in medicine telling folks how not to get surgery. I'm a heart surgeon, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
My day job is just taking a bandsaw and opening people's sternums. But the smartest thing I could ever do, that's why I started doing television, is to get out of the operating room and to give people some advice, the way, Pamela, you're giving advice about stretching out to help your bone spurs. And there's always a surgical approach. I can put a needle in it. I can do stuff that's aggressive. But most of the healing tools are right there at your fingertips.
Wow. Good stuff. Dr. Oz, thank you for being here this morning.
Blessed being with you. Thanks so much for having me.
And continued success.
Appreciate
We'll watch you every day possible on Fox 5. If not, DVRs are wonderful things.
They are.
They really are. So, when there's we should make it a point to at least record the show and watch it when we can. And I just want to let you know one thing. I do the same thing. I get up in the morning and I touch my knees and toes just to make sure they're still there. It's always a good thing. But Dr. Oz, pleasure to have you in the studio.
It's been a great honor. You take care of yourself, Dave.
All right. I'm going to have the video posted before you know it on